your second trigger point class. So for this session you need your foam roller or your tool roll towel so that they're nice and high. You need your soft Pilates ball. You need your two soft spiky balls and a strap for today. And naughty dogs are optional. We're going to start lying down on our roller. We're going to lie down again on our roller, on our towel. Like last week, the easiest way to get on it is to put your bottom right on the end and then slowly lower yourself down on it. And if your head feels uncomfortable on the roller, pop a towel under there just to give you that little bit more support. So when you're ready, make your way down onto your roller or your towel. And then you're just going to lie yourself all the way down. So check in with your head and neck, make sure that's comfortable, grab a towel if not. If your foam roller just feels a little bit too hard, again you can drape a towel over your foam roller just to soften it, or drape it over a couple of times just to give you a little bit of padding. You can absolutely do that. And if at any point it's too much and you need to come off it, just slide off your foam roller and roll it to the side. You don't have to stay on it for the whole time that we're here. All of these movements can be done just on the floor if it's just not a happy place for you this morning. So we're going to just lie here and take some deep breaths. Just connecting into your breath. Trying to let the back of your rib cage sink down into your roller. Back of the pelvis heavy on that roller. Slowing your breath down. And trying to soften through your body. So often we will hold ourselves away from the roller because it feels quite tight and our body's quite tight, and it's all, let your body just sink down. Imagine that with each exhale you're sinking down into your roller, surrendering the weight of your body and melting down into your roller. Start to move. So making sure that you feel nice and secure, nice and stable. Have your feet and knees hip width apart so that you've not got them too close together. Provide a base of support. And then we're going to do some little shoulder rolls, but we're going to bend our elbows and we're going to kind of circle our elbows around. Let's do little elbow circles. And then go the other way, and you can feel how those shoulder blades are moving against your towel or your roller. And then pausing there, let's open those arms out to a T position. Don't go all the way to the floor, just open them out. And then bring the arms across, give yourself a hug. Bring in your fingers as far around to your shoulder blades as you can. Just hold there for a breath. And then we're going to open the arms out and switch them so the other arm is on top this time. Open out and give yourself a little hug again. Pause in here for a breath. And then we're just going to go a few times. Keep switching your arms over each time. And you can move at your own pace, going as quickly or as slowly as feels good to you. Slow is always better. Just do a couple more here. Good, and then just releasing those arms down to wherever feels comfortable for you. So we're going to start to move our lower body a little bit here. We're going to do some pelvic tilts here. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, can you tilt your pelvis towards you, flattening out your back on your towel or your roller, and then as you inhale, just tilting back to a neutral position. As you exhale, tilt towards you, flattening out your back. As you inhale, coming back to that neutral position. Let's just do a few little tilts here. Again, just go at your own pace. Don't force anything. And then we're going to pause in that neutral position so the back of your pelvis is anchored and heavy. There might be a little tiny space under the small of your back here. And we're going to make sure that our pelvis is level. So check your hip bones, check your pubic bone, and they should be on that same level so you haven't got one higher than the other. And we're going to take it into a single knee fold here. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, just bring in one leg into that tabletop position. Inhale as you lower that leg down, and exhale to bring the other leg up this time. And again, switching sides. Go as quick or as slow as you like, but again, slow is good. We're going to do one more on each side. And as you lower your leg down this time, we're going to hold here. We're going to ooze ourselves slowly off the roller. So stay kind of lying down, roll to the side, and then just roll your roller or your towel away. So you can lie down on the floor and just integrate that sensation into your body. Maybe you feel like your spine is completely missing now. Maybe you feel like you're completely steamrolled and flat onto the floor. So we're going to just notice, take some breath. And you can choose whether you want to keep those legs bent or whether you want to straighten your legs out. Taking some deep breaths there. I think that's my favourite. When we come off the roller and we feel that spine melting into the floor, I think that's the best bit. We're going to take it into a spine curl now. So when you're ready, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. Take a breath in, rolling your hips up towards the sky, and then when you're ready, slowly roll yourself all the way back down. We're going to do that a few times. Top for a breath in, and exhale as you slowly roll all the way down. Let's just do that one more time. Tilt towards you, roll it up. Pause in at the top for that breath, and then roll in all the way down. Once you're all the way down this time, bring your knees into your chest, give your knees a little hug. Let's just rock gently side to side here. Nice. Okay, so we're going to use our soft squishy ball now. Oops, I'll get rid of my floor roller. And we're going to pop it under our pelvis. So lie yourself down, push into your heels to lift your hips, and then pop your ball under the back of your pelvis. And then just take a moment there to let your body settle. Again, you can have your feet and knees hip width apart to give you a little bit more stability. Don't have them too close together. And then we're going to just do that little pelvic tilt again here. So take a breath in, and on an exhale, tilt your pelvis towards you, and on an inhale, rolling it back into that neutral position. So let's just do a little bit of movement here. Again, just going at your own pace. Really nice way to release the muscles of your lower back as well. Just give your lower back a little bit of movement. Nice. And then we're going to bring one knee in towards your chest and just hold that knee with one arm. So the same side arm as leg that's coming, we're going to hold it. And we're going to take that other arm down to the floor. So your opposite arm is down on the floor, palm faces up. And we're going to start to do our little arm angels with this free arm. So when you're ready, you're going to slide the back of the hand out along the floor and up towards your head. Just take it as far as you can, keep those ribs down, and then slowly bring that arm back down. And let's just do that a couple of times, gently sliding the arm out along the floor, pulling that knee into your chest, and then sliding that arm back down. Let's just do one more time. As you bring your arm back down towards your hip this time, just pause there. And we're just going to switch legs. So bringing your other leg up this time, again, whichever leg is up, that same side arm is going to hold it in towards you. Other arm's going to come down onto the floor, palm faces up, and we're going to do that little floor angel here, sliding that arm out along the floor and up towards your head. And then slowly bringing it back down. Again, sliding it out. And gently back down. Let's do that one more time. Sliding that arm out. And then gently bring it back in. Nice. And place that foot back down on the floor. We're going to bring that other leg in into a tabletop position, but then we're going to straighten that leg out a little bit, not fully straight, but be able to see your toes higher than your knee. And then we're going to lower that leg down. We're going to do the same on the other side, bring the leg up and slightly straighten it, so it's kind of semi-straight, semi-bent. Can you see your toes? And then lower it down. We're going to keep doing that, so little leg lifts, like a single knee fold, but we're just having that leg a little bit straighter. Good. And then keeping those arms down on the floor. If your balance feels pretty good, as your leg's up towards the ceiling this time, we're going to pause there. We're going to bring that other leg up and we're going to take it into toe tap. So we're going to lower one leg down to tap the floor. Bringing that leg back up and then lowering the other leg just to tap the floor. If your balance isn't great, keep one foot on the floor and keep switching like we were doing just before. Good. As you lower your leg down this time, we're going to place that foot down flat on the floor. We're going to lower this second leg. And we're going to slide that leg out. So slide your leg along the floor so that leg goes out straight. Once that leg's out straight, you're going to push out through your heel, pull the front of the foot towards you, and then we're going to slide that leg back in. Let's do the other side. Slide the leg out long, push the heel away from you, pull the front of the foot towards you, and then slide that leg back in. So we're going to try really hard not to arch our back here, so try and keep those ribs down. Trying to keep your pelvis fairly still so it's not rocking and rolling all over the place. As you slide each leg out in turn, pressing up through the heel, pulling the front of the foot towards you. Now if that feels okay, we're going to add the arms as well. So as you slide your leg out this time, we're going to reach the opposite arm overhead and we're going to stretch our fingers as far away from our toes as we can. Push out through your heel, pull the front of the foot towards you, and then slide the leg back in as you just bring that arm all the way back down. Same on the other side, slide the leg out long, reach the arm overhead, reach your fingers away. Push out through your heel, pull the toes back towards you, and gently slide it back in. Again, just nice and slow, nice and controlled. Let's just do one more of these on each side. And as you come back in this time, again, we're going to gently slide ourselves away from the ball. So push your heels into the floor, actually lift your bottom up so you can safely bring that ball out. Again, just allow your body to sink down into the floor. And you can choose whether you want to stay knees bent or legs out long. I'm going to hold here and take some deep breaths. Okay, so we're going to bend the knees back in. And we're going to do a little spine twist here. So bring your feet and knees together and open your arms out to that T position, palms face up. And then gently roll your knees to one side. Coming in through centre and over to the other side. Let's just do a few little spine twists here. Nice. then as you come in through centre this time, bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees roll out to the sides into that little cobble stretch. And while we're doing our cobbler stretch, we might as well stretch out our arms and our fingers, mightn't we? So take your arms up towards the ceiling and interlace those fingers. Flip your hands over and press your palms up to the sky. Keep your ribs down as you slowly take those arms overhead, stretching into your hands, your arms, your shoulders. Just hold for a couple of breaths. When you're ready, slowly bringing those hands back up. Release your fingers, give your fingers a wriggle. Circling at your wrist. Reverse the other way. And then gently pull in each finger in turn when you're ready back to stretch out your fingers, stretch out your hands. Once you've done all of those, just give them a little wriggle again. And release your hands down. Okay, so we're going to use our little prickle balls next. Bring your knees back up towards the sky and then find your two little balls and we're going to pop them under our bottom. One on each cheek. And remember that you can keep moving the balls around. Maybe you need to take them higher or lower or wider or narrower. Feel free to move them around as feels good to you. So we're going to have our knees bent, feet flat, and we're going to just swing our hips gently side to side or kind of roll side to side. So those balls are rolling across your bottom. A little bit of movement there. My balls are creaking. I hope it's the balls. Okay, so just gently swinging side to side, just kind of getting a feel for that, just a little release for your glutes. Okay, and then pausing in the centre, we're going to take it into that little single knee fold again. So take a breath in and on an exhale, you're just going to bring one leg into that tabletop position. Inhale as you lower that leg down and exhale as you bring that other leg up. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. That kind of just gets your body connected with the work so that you're exhaling on the effort, hopefully recruiting those abdominals as you lift that leg. Keep going. As you lift your leg into tabletop this time, we're going to hold it there. So we're going to keep this tabletop position and we're going to do little circles with the knee. So can you just imagine you've got a pencil on your knee and you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. So you can make this movement as big or as small as you like. And then can you reverse that circle and go the other way? And then when you're ready, just placing that foot back down on the floor. Let's bring that other leg up. And again, we're going to do our little circles here. And then when you're ready, reverse, go the other way. Nice. And then placing that foot back down on the floor. Grab your strap next. I'm still going to keep the balls under our bottom and we're going to place one foot into our strap. So have the strap at the base of your toes, ball of your foot. And then we're going to have this leg a little bit soft. Now normally I'm always saying to you, get that leg super straight, but today we're going to have a little soft bend in it. No tension, no stress, it's all relaxed. Alright, and we're going to do little circles here, but we're going to do small circles. So just make it super small. And you can choose whether you want to keep this other leg bent or you want to straighten it out. Either is fine, so see how it feels for you. I'm going to choose to go straight this morning. So this leg that we're circling, let's start to make it a little bit bigger. Still keeping a little soft knee, but maybe you're going to choose to keep making that circle a little bit bigger. And don't worry too much if your body's rocking around a little bit here, because we're doing this kind of trigger point release. It's not as essential that we keep everything super still. It's a little bit more soft, a little bit more fluid. Pausing in the centre. Let's circle the other way. Make it small first. Just little tiny circles first. Okay, just keeping that little soft bend. And again, maybe you're going to choose to start making those circles bigger. Just see how it feels for you. Feel like it's unwinding knots and tension. Alright, as you pause in centre this time, we're just going to switch those legs. So bring your other leg up, pop it into the strap, and release that free leg down. Again, we've got a soft bend in that leg, and we're going to start with those little circles again here. Choosing to keep that free leg either bent or straightening it out. So again, just see how it feels for you on this side. So you could stay with the super small circles if you want to, or you can start to make them bigger. We just don't want to be creating any tension, any stress. I want you to be as relaxed as possible with this. And then let's maybe try small circles in reverse. And again, maybe going bigger if you want to. Nice. Alright, when you're ready, we're going to release that leg, get rid of your strap and just pop your strap down. We're going to go back to knees bent, feet flat. Adjust your balls as needed. Okay, we're going to take it into a little hip opening now. So we're going to keep our feet down on the floor, but allow one knee to roll out to the side and then bring that knee back in. Other side. Knee rolls out to the side and then comes back in. So I like to move with the breath. I like to inhale as the knee goes out, exhale as the knee comes in. Other side. Inhale, knee goes out, exhale, knee comes in. Good. Inhale, leg goes out. This time we're going to bring the knee closer to the shoulder. So lift your foot off the floor as you exhale to bring that knee towards you. Inhale as you lower that foot back down to the floor, and exhale, knee comes in. Other side. Inhale, knee goes out. Exhale, picking up that knee, bringing that knee towards your shoulder. Inhale, leg goes down. Exhale, knee comes in. If you're getting the breath confused, it really doesn't matter. Just move. So knee drops out. Picking up that knee, bringing it towards you, lowering the foot back down, bringing the knee back in. Good. Inhale, knee goes out. Exhale, knee comes towards the shoulder. Inhale, leg goes down. Exhale, knee comes back in. Good. Let's just do a couple more of those on each side. Really nice. And then as your knee comes back in towards the ceiling this time, we're going to pause there. Let's do our little hip shift again, side to side here. So just gently swing your hips. Side to side again here. Alright. And then we're going to come off the balls for a moment. So get the balls out from underneath you and just lie your bottom down on the floor. Again, maybe try straightening those legs out long. Take some breaths. Notice how it feels. It's such a strange sensation, isn't it, when you feel like your bottom's missing. Maybe you still feel like your spine's missing as well. Okay. So we're going to do a different exercise now. We're going to roll onto our side and we're going to go super gently with this one. You only need one ball and we're going to pop it in our armpit. So it's going to go right into your armpit and then you're going to lie yourself down. I kind of like to have my knees bent here. Okay, and then palm facing up towards the sky. And then you can rest your head on your arm, or if you prefer, you can get your rolled up towel and place that on the floor, rest your head on that. So see how it feels for you. So we've got that ball in our armpit, and already that might feel really weird. And then we're going to just start to super gently rock forwards and backwards. Don't go too far. And then this other hand can just come down onto the floor to support you, to take a little bit of weight off that ball if you need to. So this is a nice shoulder release. Doesn't have to be a really big movement here. And then we're going to keep some pressure on that ball, on your armpit here. And then if you feel happy with this, we're going to keep the bottom leg bent and we're going to straighten that top leg out, and we're going to lift that top leg and lower it down. Try and bring your foot all the way down to touch the floor. Again, lifting that top leg and lowering down all the way to touch the floor. Keep going. Let's do one more time. And as your foot comes down to the floor this time, let's keep that foot down on the floor. And we're going to take that free arm up towards the ceiling and then take it overhead. Arm comes up to the ceiling and take it overhead. Keep going with this. Two more. Last one here. And then just release that arm and that leg back in. We're going to come up to seated now, so take your time, but just come on up to find a seated position, because I just want you to notice any difference between one side and the other. So maybe you feel on that side that you've been working that shoulder feels like it's dropped down a little bit, but just notice. Sometimes you can see, if you look at somebody that's done it, you can see that they're a little bit off. So just notice, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. So when you're ready, onto the other side, coming down. You're going to have the arm palm facing up, and you'll place the ball into your armpit. And again, if you want to have a rolled up towel under your head, you can, or you can rest your head on your arm, whatever feels good to you. Knees bent, nice and relaxed, and we're going to gently again roll into the ball. Just go as far as feels okay for you. And then again, we're going to keep our weight forward, applying some pressure to the ball, some pressure to your armpit, and we're going to straighten that top leg out. And we're going to lift and lower that top leg, bringing your leg all the way down and your toe all the way down to touch the floor. We're going to lift and lower. As your toe comes down to the floor this time, we're going to rest the foot all the way down on the floor. And we're going to take that free arm up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take that arm overhead, so it's like we're stretching from our fingertips all the way down to the foot, and then release that arm up towards the ceiling. Let's do that again. Let's do one more time here. And then release that arm and bring that leg back in. We're going to again come on off that ball and just take a moment to come up to seated and just notice how your shoulders feel. Hopefully you feel a little bit more balanced now and you haven't got one higher than the other. We're going to need both balls again, and we're going to roll onto our front this time, and we're going to place the balls on the fronts of our thighs. So we're going to do some quad work now. So have it, let's go maybe the middle of your thigh. So lie yourself all the way down and then placing the balls kind of the middle of your thigh. Here. And then let your head just relax down. Let the tops of your feet come down to the floor, or if you're finding it really difficult, you can have your toes down until eventually you're able to relax down a little bit more. So if your quads are super tight and they're giving you quite a lot of grief right now, maybe go onto your toes so that you can take a little bit of that weight off. I'm going to be relaxed as much as possible here. So I'm going to keep my head to the side so that I'm talking to you and you can hear me. I want you to have your forehead resting down on your hands, or if that's not comfortable, have your head to one side, but remember at some point to turn it to the other side as well. Okay, so staying here with our quads being pummeled, we're going to gently rock our hips side to side. So that's going to mean that the ball is going to kind of be squished and rolled across your thigh from one side to the other. And then resting in the centre, holding there for a moment, we're going to take it into a little hamstring curl this time. So we're just going to do one side at a time. We're going to bend one knee, bringing your heel towards your bottom, just move nice and slow, and then lengthen and reach that leg as long as you can before you lower it all the way down. Same side, lifting that leg, bending the knee, bringing your heel towards your bottom, and then reach, lengthen the leg long before you lower it down. Keep going, same side. One more time, and as you pull that heel towards your bottom this time, can you reach your hand back to grab your ankle, taking it into a quad stretch here. Now if it's too much, you can grab your strap and loop it around your ankle, or you can just kind of hold that leg in position. See what works best for you. As we take some deep breaths, and again just allow your body to relax, or relax as much as possible as we take it into our quad stretch. Taking some deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, release that leg down, and let's start to do our little hamstring curls on the other side. So bending that other knee, pulling your heel towards your bottom, and then reach, lengthen that leg long as you lower it down. Same side, reach that leg long and lower it down. And as that leg comes in this time, again, reach your hand back. Can you grab your ankle for a little quad stretch here? And then when you're ready, just gently release that leg down. Let's just rock again, side to side. And then we're going to lower the balls down a little bit. So they're going to go just above your knee now. So they're not on your kneecap, they're just above your knee. And this time we're going to come up into a little bit of a back extension. So we're going to place our hands down on the floor and press into your hands and lift your head, your neck and your chest away from the floor. Can you find those elbows? Drawing your ribs into your body. Can we hold here for a couple of breaths? And then when you're ready, just release all the way back down. Let your forehead come down to rest on your hands again here. Do those little hamstring curls again. We're going to do those little hamstring curls again here now that we've moved the ball down a little bit. So again, going back to your first side, can you bend and straighten that leg in? As you lengthen that leg long, you're reaching that leg away from you. We're just going to switch sides and go to your hamstring curls on the other side. And pulling your heel towards your bottom as you lengthen and reach that leg away. One more time here. And then as you lengthen that leg long, hold. And let's Again, rock gently side to side. Here. Good. Okay, so we're going to push ourselves up and back into child's pose. So it might be easy to just kind of roll your legs to the side just to get those balls from under your thighs first. And then push yourself up and back. Find that child's pose, taking your bottom back towards your heels and reaching your arms forwards. Okay, and now we're going to go back to just one ball again. Go very gently with this next one. We're going to have the ball right on our hip. So right where your thigh bone meets the hip socket, and you can move it around to find the position that feels right for you. Because these balls are nice and soft and squishy, we're not going to be applying too much pressure, we're not going to be doing any damage. You probably wouldn't want to do this on like a tennis ball or a hard ball, because it really would be really painful. So we're going to go onto our elbow, we're going to lift the hips, and we're going to place that ball somewhere on that hip. And then have your knees bent and just hold here. Have your supporting hand down onto the floor. So again, you can press into that hand to give yourself a little bit of lift away from the ball if it's really painful. And you can move it around, find the position that feels right for you. Don't collapse here, so push into this shoulder, press into here and use your waist to lift you so that we're still nice and active and nice and strong here. I'm just going to take some deep breaths. And if you feel okay with this, we're going to progress. You can stay here if you want to. Otherwise, we're going to start to add our clown. We're going to keep the feet together and open out that top knee. So don't let your pelvis roll back. Pelvis stays still. It's just that leg opening out. Good. As you lower that leg down this time, we're going to come off that ball. Let's go straight over and do the same on the other side. So again, elbow down, knees bent, lift your hip, find where it feels okay for you, or feels bearable, should we say, for you. Again, that supporting hand can come down, and if you need to lift away from the ball a little bit at first, that's fine. Do what you need. It might be completely different one side to the other. Taking some deep breaths and just holding here. Remember that we're not just collapsing, we're nice and active. And then if you want to, let's add that clown leg. So feet stay together as we open out that top knee and close it down. Remember that your pelvis is staying still, those hip bones are pointing straight ahead and they're not rolling to point up towards the ceiling. Let's do two more. Last one here. And then as you lower that leg down this time, let's come on off that ball. Both balls again. And we're going to come to seated and we're going to place the balls under our bottom again. So, one under each cheek. And take your hands behind you. So we're going to have our feet and knees about a hip distance apart here. And then we're going to just roll both knees to one side. Up through centre and over to the other side. So just a little twist here. And then as you come in through centre, keeping those feet and knees hip distance apart, or keeping the feet hip distance apart, we're going to open the knees out and then bring them back in and let the knees roll together. Open the knees out and let them roll back in together. It's like a little butterfly, but we've got those feet wide rather than the feet together. Let's do two more. One more time here. And then as your knees come together this time, let's step the feet in a little bit closer and bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees come out to the side. Now don't let them drop all the way out, so have the knees still pointing up kind of towards the ceiling, and then we're going to rock our bottom forwards and backwards on those balls now. So taking your bottom closer towards your heels and then further away. Good job. And then coming off those balls, have both balls with you and lie all the way down. Let's again just take a moment to reset here. Let's have those legs out long and just again tune in, integrate that sensation into your body. How does it feel? Take some deep breaths. And then we're going to do our cranial release. So this is a really nice release from all the way from your head to your tail. And we're going to start with both balls straight behind your skull. So pop the balls behind your head, right in the centre. And then bend your knees. So if your hair is very slippy slidey, the balls will kind of start to roll around a little bit. So try and keep the balls together. You can put a towel over them. I found if just to put them under my hair rather than on top of my hair, that kind of really helps. And then let your arms come down to the sides, rolling your chest and shoulders open. And let's just take a few breaths here. Letting your body relax down. Imagine with each exhale that you're sinking deeper. And then we're going to move the balls down a little bit. So let's move the balls down to the centre of your neck, one on either side. Let your head just rest down. And maybe your chin is just going to lift a little bit towards the sky, and that's fine here. Again, take your arms down to the sides and let's take some deep breaths. Gently turn your head to one side and hold in here. Gently turn your head to the other side. Again, hold here. When you're ready, bring your head back in through centre, and we're going to move the balls down a little bit. So now they're going to come to right where your neck and your shoulder meets, kind of on these traps here. So just on those trapezius muscles. This is again a place that we hold a lot of tension. It's always around the shoulders, isn't it? So it takes a bit of fiddling about, but get those balls there. And I almost like just tuck them under me just a little bit, so they're kind of tucked under, and you can see them. So it's pushing into that fleshy bit there between your neck and your shoulder. And then again, let your body relax. Let your body sink into the balls. Take those deep breaths. And all the time, just noticing if it's making you create and hold tension anywhere. So each time we change position, just notice, does your body compensate anywhere? Does it grip anywhere? Move those balls down again now. So this time they're going to go right behind your shoulder, so kind of where your arm and your back meets, it wants to go there. So it's just behind your shoulder. So it's not actually on your arm, it's just to the inside there. Remember, if you want to pop something under your head, feel free. Let your arms relax down. Check in with the ribs. Is it making you want to arch your back and thrust those ribs? Can you drop your ribs down here? notice any sensations through your body. So I noticed straight away, as soon as I put the balls there, my jaw immediately wanted to tighten. So just check in with yourself and notice. Does it feel the same on both sides? Do you feel like one shoulder's higher than the other, or does it feel like, sometimes it will feel like one ball is more deflated than the other, and it's not, it's usually just the tension and the tightness through your shoulders, making it feel really different. Move them again. So we're going to pop the balls just below your shoulder blades now. So they're just going to come a little bit lower in your back. Just below your shoulder blades. There's nowhere that you can put them that's wrong, so don't worry if you're not quite sure exactly where they're meant to be. Just below your shoulder blades. That's why we use the soft squishy balls, and why you wouldn't want to really be using tennis balls or anything for these, especially when we're doing like around our neck and things. We want to be gentle, and we want to release tension and not create it. So again, try and let your body sink down. Obviously we're in a little bit of back extension here. We are a little bit lifted, but we don't want to really arch the back and flare the ribs. So still trying to keep those ribs drawn into your body. Taking those deep breaths and being as soft and as relaxed as you can. And then we're going to move the balls down again. So this time they're going to go in the fleshy bit between your bottom of your rib cage and the top of your pelvis on either side of your spine. So if you had a heavy night and you're suffering a little bit this morning with a hangover, maybe not the best movement for you. And again, if you have any kidney problems, maybe don't do this one, just because we're not pressing on, obviously, like the hard tissues here. We're a little bit deeper, a little bit more close to those kidneys. So again, just see how it feels. It is a really nice release. Check in with the ribs. Tend not to hold that position very long, because I know it's not always the most comfortable for most people. So we'll just hold for another breath and then we'll move them down again. So it's going to go down again, so right to the top of your pelvis. You know where you have those two little dimples either side of your spine, right at the top of your bottom? See if you can find that little place. Again, you can't do it wrong, so don't worry too much. It's just on your pelvis. Again, just hold and breathe. And then you can choose to keep your feet down on the floor, or we can do that little single leg lift again. So if you want to try that, you're just going to lift one leg, and again, it's not going to stay tabletop. We're going to straighten it out a little bit so that you can see your toes above your knee, and then just gently lowering that leg down. Try the other side, just gently lifting, and then lowering that leg down. Or you can choose to keep your legs down on the floor if you prefer. If you're lifting the legs, as you lift it this time, hold it there. And then see if you can bring that second leg up as well and hold that leg there. So we've got both legs up now. Towards the ceiling we've got a soft knee, so we're not trying to create a lot of tension and stress. So we're just going to hold here for just a couple of breaths. You can still have your feet down on the floor if that's better for you. And then we're going to lower the legs one at a time, back down onto the floor. Press into your heels, lift your bottom, take the balls away, and then just place one ball right behind your pelvis. So it's kind of on that sacrum, on that triangular flat plate of bone, and it's kind of right at the back of your pelvis. So if you think about where, I have no nice way of saying it, kind of where the crack of your bottom starts, have it there. I was trying to think of a really nice way to say it, and there just isn't one really, is there? So place it there. And again, just allow your body to relax down. We want that pelvis to feel heavy. And take some deep breaths. Okay, when you're ready, push into your heels, lift your bottom, take that ball away and allow your body to relax back down. And again, you can choose to keep your knees bent or you can straighten those legs out long. And we're going to just hold here for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, bending those knees back in. Bring your knees into your chest and maybe just rock yourself up to find a seated position. Come on up to seated. Let's just take a moment to just roll our shoulders here. Just waking you up a little bit before I let you go. Roll them the other way. Gently turn your head side to side. We're going to come up to standing because we want to see how we feel now when we come up to standing. So when you're ready, come on up. How does your body feel? Maybe just do a little gentle swing side to side of those arms. Let's just quickly roll out our feet. We can go super fast with this because it kind of feels nice. So grab one ball and just quickly roll your foot, covering everywhere. On that sole of your foot, getting the inside edge, the outside edge, your heel, your toes. Kind of nice to finish with the feet. And then do the other one. And just again, doesn't need to, I mean, you could spend ages doing this if you wanted to, but I kind of like to just give them a little quick roll out at the end. Make sure again that you've covered everywhere. And we're going to do a little quick roll down and a roll up just to see how our body's moving and how it feels. If you know that roll downs are not your friend, don't bother, you can carry on with your feet. But if you're happy, let's stand with feet hip width apart, arms down by your sides, take a breath, nod your chin towards your chest, and then as you exhale, just start to slowly roll your spine down. You can have a soft knee as you roll your spine all the way down, coming down towards the floor. When you're here, just nod your head like you're saying yes. Shake your head side to side like you're saying no. And then before we roll back up, I want you to lift your toes up off the floor. Can you feel how when you lift your toes up, the arches of your feet lift? Take a breath in here, and then as you exhale, let's start to slowly roll ourselves all the way back up to standing. Once you're all the way standing, let's inhale, open the arms out. Reach your arms up towards the sky. Take your gaze up towards your hands and grow tall. And then exhale as you release those hands all the way down. And you guys are done.